Hey, this is Tracy with Color Me This. On episode 62 today, we are continuing with the mandala using the Arteza 72 set, which I chose to establish the colors that I would use because the other sets that are going to make up the rest of the mandala are 120s or 180s. So with this set, I am going to finish the flowers today, and then I will go through all of the leaves. I wasn't going to do all of the leaves, but I ended up having plenty of time to finish them in the 45 minutes. So we will go through a variety of colors of green using 2 and 3 pencils depending on the size of the leaf. Tomorrow then I will continue on with my color matching of the Brute Funer squares, the Color 180s, and the Castle Arts Soft Touch. So I will not color the leaves for those 3 brands with you guys. I will give you the chart that I made with the colors that I chose tomorrow at the end of episode 63. And on my own time, I will finish those darn leaves so that you guys aren't bored to tears. And then there will be photography at the end that shows the whole thing with the night sky. So at the end of this video, I show you the quadrant with the Artezas that I chose and the color matching that I picked, as well as the list of the colors and then the completed background. I'm still doing a little more work and I haven't decided what I am going to use for any gel pens or glitter to finish the quadrant off. I figure I will wait to do that till the end when all 4 parts of the mandala have been finished. So now we will go back to the current programming. So these are so tiny, I just use 1 blue, and it is this robin egg blue A044. I'm going to apologize because I'm noticing when I film, as my hand gets in the way of the lens, it will blur, and I haven't quite mastered how to prevent the blur from happening. And because this is real time, you're seeing my mistakes as they happen, and I don't want, since I'm only filming the 45 minutes per episode, I don't really want to clean it up. I want to leave it as natural and spontaneous as possible. So you get to see me make mistakes, fix my mistakes, and hopefully I will get better as time goes on. I've already gotten into a better rhythm doing this. It's been a very fun experience, very challenging. There's this little center here that probably should be green. On my little cheat sheet it is blue, but I'm going to leave it for being green, and I'm going to move to the pom-pom flowers, of which there are 3 of them. They get to be 2 pink colors. There's really no room for more than 2. I actually did 4 yellow colors yesterday and 2 of the browns, so I'm going to be using Flamingo A082 and Fuchsia A014, starting with the light. Oh, and I picked the flower you guys can't see. Let me rotate here. Sorry about that. Again, learning on the fly. I will go ahead and switch out to the fuchsia. Again, I have not quite figured out at what part, what is it that makes my camera, there's 3 of them, by the way, what makes it shift to being unfocused, and I think it's focusing on my knuckle. So I'm trying, and I'm also trying not to overexpose. I moved the light a little bit back toward my surface. And the angle that I am sitting in the recliner versus the angle of my camera, I can't see close up. I can only look up and I can see if it's super blurry, but I can't see when it does the kind of half blur. I don't really get to see that. So those are the pink flowers. All of the flowers are done. Look at that. So now I'm going to move along to the green, and I am going to be starting with doing all of the upper leaves and the leaves that are attached to the flowers, if any of them are. And I do get to rotate. I have quite a few greens. I haven't quite figured out the best way to lay them out. I'm going to start with A42. It is called Spring Green, and it is going to be doing some teeny tiny leaves here that you can't see. These two guys. A lot of these little tiny leaves, I will have 1 to 2. Like this stem here, this is going to be 3 colors of green. This will be, you couldn't even see that, 3 colors of green. Today was another busy day. Every day seems to be getting busier and busier. So that's the lightest green. Let's see if I have any lightest green. I do not. Well, this little leaf back here, if I consider this part of the upper leaves, I have the very tip of it, the lightest color. So we'll go ahead and set that down. Okay. Don't ask me why, but I did pick varying colors of light green. So this is called Mint A030. And I do find that it is a different enough tone, and I wanted to give these leaves, see how much, I guess, blue that has a lot of yellow, and this has a lot more blue in it. So I am trying my hardest to show off interesting that it says it's 30 because in 99, let me check one thing here. It's 100. Oh, all of these greens here. I am looking for a color called 99. I saw it. Nope. $29. Interesting. All right, so I did these two wrong. This is my first mistake. How to deal with a mistake. I see that my eraser has had green on it already, so I'm cleaning it. Mint is supposed to be the bottom. The top tips are supposed to be 99. And here is 99. Absinthe green. Here's the differences in the colors per the barrel. I wouldn't say they're an exact match to the barrel by any means, but you can see that I was definitely supposed to be putting the lighter color up here. And it is supposed to be on both of these narrow tipped, and then this is supposed to be in the bottom. Overall, so far these feel just like the Artex, very similar to the Artex. I wish I had the full 120 set, but alas, I do not. Okay, so I've got more on this side of these little razor thin and they are all 30. So hopefully you are seeing some variation. I see a darker bottom on those, but I did not label it, so I will be putting something darker there. And I have, this is again 99 Absinthe green, so it's very light, and this whole long tendril I have designated to be light green. I'm actually multitasking here. While I am doing this video, I am processing the video that's going to go live today, episode 61. I have another lightish green, 06. I almost feel like I could reorder these a little bit different. All right, I'm next going to do moss. This is a kind of an olivey green, A29. Let's see what that looks like here. It should give us a nice dark, a different dark tone. So I will be pausing here in a little bit to go get the next part of the process going. am working on the stems. They have 2 darker colors to go. A41 is the middle color. It is forest green, or no, that is the darkest. So A41 is forest green, and then the middle color is basil, A93. And I already put down A92 or A42. I talked about not labeling what could go here, and I am doing forest green, which is the darkest of the 3 for these stems. And I think I am going to be putting A43 here. I have pulled out just about every color of green in the 72 set of Artezas that I have. Okay, so I have to grab A42 is the light, so I'm going to go back through here. Hopefully I'm doing a good job of making sure you guys don't have any fuzzy, unclear footage to try to look at. All right, so I have 1 last leaf. I'm going to do that 1 leaf, and then I am going to pause for you just a second, but for me, likely many minutes. Okay, so the next one that we're going to do, trying to get all of the variety of color tones. Alrighty, I am going to pause because I am being challenged, and I'm going to look for my missing. Alright, I had to grab 30 and 41. So 30 is mint again, and 41 is forest green. And I am doing this last taller in the back sprig, as I will call it. Then I will take the little breather, and then we'll work on the front single leaves. Forest green 41. want to come back in and edge. I still want to leave a little white on this particular leaf. Again, I am trying to come up with distinct variations, making each of the set of leaves unique. All right, so I believe you can see all of the leaves there. I'm going to pause and I will be right back to work on, oh, the only one I want to put is this long, spiky, sword-like leaf. Is going to have 93 basil, and then it's going to have I believe that this is supposed to be in the middle. Basil is in the middle, and Forest Green 41 is the bottom, the darkest. Like so. All right, and I will go take care of my processing, and I'll be back. Okay, so starting with the half of this first leaf in this quadrant, I am doing 100, A100, which is pear, and moss A029. So I am leaving the little stripes white to add more interest. And the edges are faded into this lovely pear color. And then moss is going to be the middle. So that is the first color tone, and I have a repeat of this particular color scheme. Let's do just one more layer of the pear. All right, so it is going to be, this guy is also going to be, I am attempting to be randomly using a variety of the greens, the tones of about four to six different combinations that I do some repetition of. So we'll see when we are done how we like this design I came up with. The trick is to be randomly balanced. All right, and then the next one that is going to use this olivey type color scheme is this little leaf right here that's in the behind. So since it's behind, I'm going to have it be mostly dark in the shadows. And that's why I picked it, because I picked a tall leaf, one that has some striping, and then this guy that's short and somewhat hidden. Oops, that's when you make it too sharp and you push too hard. All right, so those are the three. that I have set up to be the mossy olive green. Okay, the next color scheme is 3 colors. And let's see if I have it set up here correctly. And okay, the next, it's a light, medium, dark that we're going to use, starting with Absinthe Green 99, Matcha 006, and Forest Green 41. And I am going to be doing this big leaf. And I believe it is just this leaf that's going to be, this big leaf is going to be all 3. And I'm going to be holding all 3, well, 2 of the 3 pencils in my right hand. So because this paper is so smooth, I don't want to fill the tooth up with these light colors, and that is why you're seeing me go just around the edges instead of the whole thing light, then the whole leaf medium, and the rest of the leaf in the dark, because I want to make sure I have enough tooth to put all 3 layers down. So I'm only blending them at the very edges where they touch. Hopefully that makes sense to you. So I don't know if you guys can see from your angle, but I can see a difference when I'm applying these darker colors over the lighter colors. The coverage is different when it's on just the paper or if it's covering over another color. So I'm trying to kind of take advantage of the tooth of the paper where I can. I'm gonna go back and lighten up these edges a little bit, just like so. So that was the biggest leaf, actually. Oh, there's one bigger leaf. Okay, so the next chance I have, at a somewhat random, is using 2 of these colors. I am using, I believe, two of the light colors. For whatever reason, this felt at the time like it was a good random color. I'm sorry that I'm left-handed, so when I try to show you the pencils this way, I realize it's upside down. Absinthe Green 99, and this is Matcha 006. So it's a very small leaf. It does have some shadow, so I might go ahead and do just a tiny bit of that darkest color here that I just set down, which is 41, but just a little teeny tiny bit of it. And then come back here with the middle color. Yeah, these blend lovely. Okay, So what have we got next? I see a color tone change too. So let's set these down. Okay, 94 and 30. Mint, which is 30, and emerald is 94. Emerald's a new player, a new green we haven't seen, and it adds just a completely different tone, which you'll see here in a second. This is the 30, and this is that bluey green color called mint. And then emerald is also a blue-green color. It's like I'm working with a sort of a color by number over on my cheat sheet. Okay? And now this really thin sword-like grass, like a blade of grass. See what I did there. Right? I'm seeing if I have any other 9430s, and I do not. So those are done. And then I see where I took number 6, which is the matcha. And I just did matcha right here. See how I'm separating that color, and then you've got the blue green and you've got the olive green, and now I have matcha green, which is sort of a little bit like spring, which spring green is one of our colors. All right. And I had said, see this 9430 and this 9430? That is a 9430. So let me grab those. Those two were the bluey green colors, mint 030 and emerald 094. This has a busy pattern to it. We're at 35 minutes. Yesterday I went over by quite a bit, so I'm trying to keep my tempo good. Once we get the pattern down, I will be able to not show you every single leaf for every single color. I will just be sharing the matches that I found, and then I will do the coloring offline. All right, so the big leaf, okay, let's see what we've got here. is, I told you we had a spring green. Here we go. A light of 42, which is spring green, the medium, which is basil 93, and forest green 41. And that is going to be this big leaf to begin with. Again, trying to conserve the tooth of this smooth paper. I will just be going around the edges with this green. Spring green. I'm going to not have the spring green come down here in the shadow areas. That's why these two colors are quite dark. And next we're going to do basil. I will come back and blend that all out. And then the darkest is forest green 41. And again, this is not quite as olive or moss green, but a kind of, sort of an in-between. When I see forest green, I think sort of a pine needle-ish green. And here I'm just blending the light and medium together. Right, I need to get down into this dark, this little corner. Do my little ovals to fill in all the tooth. Pardon me. All right, so far I'm seeing a variety of color. You got the blue-green, moss or olive green, and then the forest green. So let's see if I have this color tone again. It should be a repeat. All right, this dashed line is the foresty color. This leaf is in the front, so I get to have the light green go all the way down to the circle edge. Middle color, again, is basil. And the centermost is the forest green. And then we will blend all those out. This is probably going to take up the whole 45 minutes. Let's see where we're at. 40 minutes. All right, let's see if we can crank out the last few. All right, do we have any more? What is this? I actually think that is a hybrid. I think that is this as well. Did not label it.
Okay, and we're down to three actually. The one in between here is 9430. It is the bluey green. So, mint 30. And then tucked in behind is emerald 94. So you can see how I worked out the rotation there. I have a little tiny leaf here. And I believe that is going to be just 93 with a teeny tiny tip. So this is a middle green that I used for this one. And I am going, oh, it actually has a teeny, even smaller tip, just a hint of a light tone. And then this gets 1/2. 1/2, and it is 101 and 6. And then it'll be really interesting to, it'll be melded to the Brute Funer. And it actually uses these, a light and a medium, absinthe green 99 and lime 101, where lime is the, oh, this is the tip that broke. Let's get it a quick sharpen. Let's see, where else did I use the lime? 101. Aha, so lime, this is the only one that I used lime along here. I used lime on these on this side, so I balanced by putting a lime over here on the end opposite. I see. I actually feel like there should be, I'm going to see about a little bit of lime on this end. That'll just frame each quadrant. And I have finished one segment. The yellow, I will go ahead in the few seconds left. I'm going to go ahead and put this yellow in the stars. On my own time, I will do the indigo background. I wish I had a darker color, but I believe that is the darkest color I have. We'll see what it comes out like. So I will be putting the darks all the way through here. I'm going to do a little bit of the green right here, this little dot. And that finishes episode 62. The first quadrant done. I will be doing an abbreviated version of the next 3. And that will hopefully, if I'm really fast and efficient, I can finish it in one episode. Then offline, I will finish all of the leaves. And then we'll do photography at the end of the finished circle, trying to keep this to 2 episodes, if at all possible. So let me know what you think. Do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will do this all again tomorrow.